quite remarkable. The
toilets, Amamu. You toilets. In all, you see 8-unit toilets, 4 8-unit toilets, 32 toilets in all.
Economic management team, your chairman, Dr. Baumia. Now, sir, only Papa committee now was a Sudaya. Over a movie a Sudaya. Omano, and Kuntabro, Omano, what you know, or Yen and Botano. Obey chairman of economic management team. I don't know, Penny Power, say. Men na minye kasamafo ema Ghana si kasam iso no ni na ase ana mi su aduma no ono no cheche mi aduma no ono na se mampeni ada kwa akufo ado okita ni nsem ni na sia wa friend say Mahmoud I was kasam no exercise ono no chichiri si kasam no my economic management ni na ebi etre ono ene openi ani chuma bobi wa Nancy ni mebo aba ba mu ni na yesu e woni na ase obi bi o we dia mesra so ba sore na ukra flago ukra handkerchief wani na ye de ave sabu sai da ka wala da respect alhaji doctor Mahmoud
Baumia ni o Baumia no Yakuponde, we are saying, Adriana Ashenu, was shed your paper to show that 41 promises made by the MPP and its presidential candidates within 2 years, 41 have already been fulfilled and delivered as we speak now. 41.
When I look at the economic management team, it is quite clearly a fantastic team. Professor Jambafo, Dr. Akotose, Dr. Afriye Akoto, Honorable Alan Chiramanting, Boachi Ejaku, Ken Oforiata, Senior Minister Yao Osafo Mafu. What a solid team. In fact, can anyone remember the NDC economic management team? I'm sure they themselves cannot remember who their economic management team was. Kukrudu. And with that, you have a lot more confidence in the economy, and you have seen a stability return to the exchange rate. In fact, for the year, the city has appreciated in value. When we came in, essentially, we have arrested it. and the IGP has the key. She's locked it up. We've arrested it. And we want to make sure we pursue sound policies to keep the city stable, but it has appreciated for this year. Inflation has come down from 15.4% when we came into office to 12.8% now. In the first 2 years of an MPP administration, under this Infrastructure for Poverty Eradication program, where every constituency will get $1 million every year for rural and deprived communities. Under this program, there should be no village or community in Ghana after the first 2 years that would have a water problem or a toilet problem. There should be no village or community. Once the Ghana city has obtained the dubious distinction of being the weakest performing currency in Africa at this point in time. Interestingly, the NDC Green Book claims exchange rate stability as one of their unprecedented achievements. In an open economy,
with market determination of prices. Exchange rate movements are the most important indicator of underlying macroeconomic fundamentals. As the saying goes, when in doubt, observe the exchange rate. The lesson from history for governments is that you cannot manage the economy with propaganda. In fact, you can engage in all the propaganda you want, but if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. The type of free fall that we are seeing with the cedi exchange rate is a vote of no confidence by market players in the management of the economy.
If the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. But it is warped logic to jump from that to a conclusion that if there is depreciation in your currency, then the fundamentals must be weak. Do you understand the logic? It is very warped logic. If the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. But if the exchange rate...
Are we taxing mobile money? Because we have mobile money at Tuska.
Yeah.
No government revenue bill.
No, the point is that you are not taxing mobile money. And it is, for me, my view and that we should not tax mobile money, because mobile money transactions, a lot of the people who are using these transactions are very poor people.
I hear the incompetent one says he wants to come back. he wants to come and do more damage. As if he didn't do enough damage. Well, we are waiting for him. We are waiting for him. We are waiting for him. Oh my God. A lot of our opponents thought we were dreaming. Everything they think is impossible. By the grace of God, we are going to make it happen. 20 months in office, apart from cleaning the mess of incompetent economic management. That alone is work in itself. Apart from cleaning the mess, competent economic management, we are putting in place the structures that will deliver. And we are going to see some major changes in 2019, where we begin the full-scale operation of the Sino-Hydro facility. You will see major roads, major interchanges, and so on, bridges. We are spending almost 1.5 billion out of the 2 billion on the road sector. For this reason that our roads have been left unattended to. Even though they kept saying they've done so much infrastructure. Every district here, you'll see the problems you have with roads. Every district. You will ask every district. Get to the Eastern Corridor and ask what happened. But this is going to be one of the areas we start when we start in 2019 on the Eastern Corridor. There's a major infrastructure effort on the way. And the whole of Ghana, by the grace of God, will feel it when we start in 2019 in earnest. There's work also going on the railway sector. All of you have seen that we have begun the rehabilitation of the railways. Work is going on, the Eastern Line, the Western Line, the Central Spine. I'm very excited about the possibility of taking the railway all the way to Paga. People think we are dreaming, but very soon it is going to be possible, because this is the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. We just have to deliver. We dare not fail. We have a higher duty. We have a higher calling to the people of Ghana, and the MPP and the Nana Akufo-Addo will deliver. God bless you. God bless you.
People of Cape Coast, I have good news for you. We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast. It is very critical that we do that. An airport makes a lot of sense in Cape Coast. It's a real tourist hub, and between Greater Accra, Kumasi, and Cape Coast, you have a triangle that really is a lot of hub of economic activity. You can build railway lines between them, and it's a major growth pole if we put an airport here to drive infrastructure growth. Of course, we are going to continue to
there appears to be a developing trend of rather regressive and dismissive judicial decisions in respect of cases involving the OSP, with troubling consequences. And it seems to us that a careful examination of these outcomes portends a disturbing specter that the fight against corruption is being hampered to the disbenefit of us all. And I do not say these things lightly. 4 instances will suffice. In one case, the OSP applied to the High Court for a confirmation of a freezing order in respect of a deceased person's estate. The judge refused to confirm the order by, in effect, holding that the OSP had come too late since the person of interest had died, and that his death had extinguished the inquiry commenced after the occurrence of death. We publicly commented on this outcome, and the danger of this outcome is obvious, members of the press. It is to the effect that a person may, in his lifetime, acquire property through corruption, and then upon his demise, happily pass on the corruptly acquired property to his estate, and by so doing, extinguish all scrutiny as to the propriety or otherwise of the acquisition of the property, because his corrupt activities were not discovered during his lifetime. In the second instance, the OSP had declared as wanted a person it believed to be a fugitive from justice. The person, through his lawyer, proceeded to the Human Rights Court on an ex parte application, and the judge, without even an inquiry as to why the OSP believed him to be a fugitive from justice, issued an injunction that the OSP should not arrest the person for a period of 10 days. Members of the press, this is dangerous. It encourages criminal suspects to go before the courts to seek injunction orders against law enforcement agencies from apprehending them. The judge did not advert his mind to the well-founded proposition that no one has the right not to be arrested, and he accorded the suspect a right not to be arrested. In the third instance, the OSP applied to the High Court for a confirmation of a seizure order and a freezing order in respect of a person who had just resigned from a ministerial position and had reported that large cash sums in foreign denominations had been stolen from her residence. In addition, the OSP subsequently discovered additional large cash sums in cedis still stashed in her residence. The judge hastily dismissed the OSP's application and ordered a return of the seized amounts and the defreezing of her property. And he proceeded to lash out at the OSP for not doing a thorough investigation, without the slightest consideration that the seizure and freezing orders are designed by law to facilitate investigation into the affairs of suspects, and not the other way around, of requiring thorough investigations before the OSP can seize or freeze. The judge also completely ignored the fact that in almost every jurisdiction, including Ghana, it is extremely unusual and highly suspicious for a public officer to have such large cash sums stashed in their homes, and that the circumstances of the case dictated pause and reflection and the granting of the OSP adequate time to carry out its investigation. In our estimation, the judge was only interested in the return of the money to the person of interest and nothing more. Then he proceeded to erect non-existent legal barriers to prevent the OSP from investigating the matter. I'll revisit this case. Members of the press, in the fourth instance, The OSP had issued an investigation report in respect of the grant of a customs advance ruling by the Customs Division of Ghana Revenue Authority. The report opined that there was an institutionalized culture of light-hearted unconcern regarding impropriety of action at the Customs Division of Ghana Revenue Authority, which indicated a high propensity to engender corruption and corruption-related activities. Consequently, the Special Prosecutor directed the opening of a wider investigation in respect of the affairs of the Customs Division. Further, in pursuance of the office's mandate of taking steps to prevent corruption, the Special Prosecutor directed remedial action by Ghana Revenue Authority. The authority has instituted processes on the basis of the Special Prosecutor's directive, which has saved the nation substantial revenue. Then comes the problem. The affected customs officials proceeded to the High Court to challenge the work of the OSP. The judge accused the OSP of constituting itself into a court and a commission of inquiry by making findings. In doing so, the judge conveniently shut his eyes to an express statutory provision that the OSP has the mandate to publish detected acts of corruption, and that was exactly what the OSP had done in the report. I wish it had ended there, but worse. The judge then proceeded to prohibit the OSP from further investigating the affected persons. Members of the press, the judge fell into the grievous fault of what he accused the OSP of by outlandishly going beyond his jurisdiction with a purported clothing of the affected persons with immunity from investigation and hence immunity from prosecution. Members of the press, the duty and mandate of the courts is to apply and enforce the laws of the Republic and not to grant persons immunity from criminal investigations and prosecution. A court cannot injunct the OSP from investigating or prosecuting any person. The decision to investigate and prosecute lies with the investigation and prosecution authorities, such as the OSP, and the OSP has at all material times carried out its power to investigate with candor and professionalism, being minded of the rights of suspects under its investigation. Members of the press, just as it is essential that anyone accused of a crime should have free access to the courts so that he may be duly acquitted if found not guilty of the offense with which he or she is charged, it is also of the utmost importance that the judiciary should not interfere with investigation and prosecution authorities in respect of matters which are within their statutory powers. It will be gravely inimical to public policy, the fight against corruption, and the administration of justice if the court stepped into this arena to decide who should be investigated, who should be prosecuted, and who should not. That is not the function of adjudication. The danger of this startling decision is again quite obvious. A judge has in the process granted two persons immunity from investigation and in effect immunity from prosecution. This decision opens up a calamitous deluge, as every person under criminal investigation will be encouraged to take out suits to injunct investigation and prosecution bodies from investigating and prosecuting them. Indeed, there is a live case involving the OSP now in which someone has taken the cue to seek to injunct the OSP from investigating them. The real and present danger looms largely on the consideration that by so doing, persons under investigation would end up conscripting the judiciary to clothe them with immunity from investigation and prosecution. Members of the press, I do not intend to sound as though I am predicting doom, but we are facing doom. And this is it. With this development, it will not be long a suspected murderer or armed robber would boldly walk to court with the unthinkable prayer that the court should injunct law enforcement agencies from investigating him. We are not suggesting that the OSP does not make mistakes. We are not suggesting that we are infallible and that every case brought by the OSP or against the OSP should end in a favorable outcome to the OSP, no matter how improbable the evidence. That is not what we are saying.
Abusia Brana so say you may say dey Amanyosem juma dey free sabre ko se no ndu ba ko bebo no Ghana honkomo ene ba be dey sabre ho Brana Mrs. Ma aduonu miensa enti enche me bi phone lines na tum ne na kwakoye ya wode na wotwe mu nyina ye si mu nsema hodo a atiego ye ma mu no betimi a kire wadwen mu bi ene se Mahama eye agenda 24/7 economy debate ni ade a ekoso Dr. Muhammad Bawumia, the head of economic management team, the vice president, the flag bearer of MPP say enche ubetimi do Ghana card kra kwa free car. And also so discussion be mu na ye pensi mu a parliament aban so the restriction or person the restriction to some selected imported items be edeba budget or model call no so mo kwa approve ko we as a majority for work out speaker say nyame adoma next week no mo be decide whether or not to approve or to disapprove no o me di ho nkomo and also ya de konko honom special prosecutor no so the press conference of Frey and some who can how judiciary frustrating a juma all the effort away in it's like and Crawford running to the judiciary court now almost seeking immunity obey everything out yesterday and then also going somewhere upon us by BDNT and then some me cancel share life original TV social media handles no and then Yankopon Daroma o call dashboard boss no so and also TV you call channel list anymore you see original TV yeah we are there you see original TV if you want catch on search a free to air original TV now onto me and share sounds on social media handles on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok original TV Ghana but your technical challenge kakra we official Facebook page in our year building. And this episode share live for the Abacom Huntor TV GH. That's my personal Facebook page. We are streaming live. I will hope in the coming days and few weeks in the air. They are very restore your Facebook on the back. Now what me access more. But so make sure so be follow you. Now I like and maybe at me because the YouTube channel no original TV Ghana. And then a day chat to our fe pimi no any do eduonu miensa bosomi yedu baako. And then 30th September, 30th November. I just say nyame adomo a ochini fie yewra ye bronya bosumi no na maka kaneno nanka from November ekona yete jingrebe and yente jingrebe am hope say from ochina ekono ye better jingrebe we TV so near radio so na mountain any decorations and at least pressure na dos yenye bibi na yemfa paper stress na pressure na sana yewu na mami ahoma no ntuma ansa na mpanyimfo bebam no na so kire wadwen na otwi mu nyina de na akoso aba mu wani gye ho ede na wani anye ho nkomo aye twetwe nyina no wadwen kire ene san mi pato frɛ ne yefa wo tele wo 1 minute no frɛ ne yefa se pa no walowa o TV set no ne atwetwe nkomo no ɛwɔ ye o phone no so 1 minute kire wadwen ade na akoso aba mu aye ayesese ye bo aba amba so ade na nko ye wo se ye kire ya adwen yensusu ye ho ne yenkasa ho no nyina no pacho obetimi asend obetimi afrɛ yen number na eda screen so pacho monfa eye number no to screen so se da be obi person ofrɛ watimi afrɛ no akire na adwen ye wi ansa na ye ba fie ne mpanyimfo so aba bedi nkomo sa anso na person okire wadwen fa da no enwa hello caller
Huntor.
Many are from Asamankese, always the first caller.
Huntor, unia ikunye Asamankese. Huntor, Nakupon Shira, Nakupon to condemn, and Abrina Abribia, Uma Yakunya say, yes, so yankere, ya dreaming no my course or mine Ghana. Open because your darling boy say Minchio, incoming we MP or Asamenka, because Ushe Papa will share in the door and no order or Motimam for Asamenka or suffer the fair. So defeat edema we Asamenka na Huntor in the ocean in Sema me find a media kasa ho kakra efa we friend saying 24 economy John Dramani Mama dia ba identity paye ediama MPP for amuko dine bebia na ayampian kwa na omoto omonti ase na omoka dia muka no ocean in Sema regional minister okoka say Sabi said that 24 hours economy na ba. Omo no mo yere no mo da be be no mo ko ejuma e be fekire no ma be form. Sabi said oh to me dear the mowa e say usua the way I be kasa kire amanfo and that o be ka kire otibamfo because the combine say any adrinkesi adrinkesi say e dey ba the boat tibamfo na wo nya ko na bre na be respond a wo ti wo ko ejuma obi be si oti no aba be pa o yere enti me bi say ne yere no o ya shawoni and that say ne yere no onjini bi because onjini yere bi a na me what you say o be kasa say because so the yere bi na tondreba na ma decide to make papa we the ba no bia ye juma no bia ko juma no bia ko ye juma me yin this o be bia jumbo na ma o yera na say o yera ko o be jumbo ni e ja ma o
okay yeah that's papa pacho so betimi ajoin here o ba 1 minute kire wadwen koma egu apono so na otwe mu nyina de na koso o man mu amanyosem mu potam mu aba mu a wani je ho a pese obo mpenyefo aba so de enko yi apese kire wadwen so timi kire wadwen and the first number in the screen so friend here fan wall wow TV set no ba 1 minute no kire wadwen hello
good evening
opinion patrolling baby afrefe
patrol me ka fe Philip Kumase stadium Sobolo bata
patrolling you
the friend Paul
okay patrolling you
me patrol Omampani John Draman Mama. Itia me kasa. Echa ma se woni mi pai no mo bia e di mai. What they say anya fi kra no. Me nya da tri no fa ti fu mi nu. Ntimi jomo TSS. NBC ba no o ma me sai bia me de amaye na ku fo da ba ama me ofa ase ni mi nina e kinya ku school sene manu o muska kura no a mo se ofa bla jai mi sky de e wo ho nti ka tire kana fo se jama ba ni bibia de mai nti yanto no kane de damase.
Yes, yeah, that's Papa opening Sobolo from Kumase. Also, bet me a friend, no actually, wadwen. Oh, friend near farm, me patrol lower your TV set, needing common. Our phone so. Oh, 1 minute is also better wadwen. Dear course, or mem be a when you hond, when in your hond, your work and dear to see be a bit me at the aba. Hello. Opening patrolling baby a free. Good evening, opening patrolling baby a free. Ernest Katafi. Hello, Ernest. Okay, mpacho me say Ernest a homa na drop e. Obetimi asaba bi mo friend ye follow your TV set. Me ntie ohun wo TV num. O ka se o tie wo TV num abema e feedback wa ha be say a delay. To friend ye fa lo wa TV ni en twetwe nkomo no e wo phone so. Nkomo na ye di wo phone so na be ba e said you obi de ba ya na wo tie no. Sa pepepe o ba wo 1 minute. Mo akira wadwe. Hello. Hello, caller.
Hello,
Me Pachodi.
Hello.
Me Pachodi do be afraid.
Me for them.
Yentil.
I just take an
original TV in Pacho Yentil.
Hello.
Me Pacho Yentil. Okay, Pacho me say or pursue tie no ho TV no so ntina e delay no. You can also join us. Pacho friend here far. Lower your TV set. The entry come. Hello.
Hello.
Opening Pacho did be afrefe.
Pacho FM Latif me Katafi Sukura.
Sukura Pacho Entio Aziz.
Pacho the one sana money come. The uko pay Juma this on in Ghana card. With that Ghana card here Juma recent in the real thing. I think the job could be a Ghana card. The Italy abide with the real word na family matem yen that.
Okay, yes, yeah, that's Papa Paso Charge. For 2 more callers now for Yan friend no NCRC. Wait me join your friend here follow your TV set. Now for Yan Kasa or phone so 1 minute is also better wadrin. The course will memo important baby out TV wadrin fan. Hello. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Me patrodi ni baby afrefi.
Madam Ravinua.
Patrodi.
Every namo.
Patro
Amo.
Amo patro entio.
Patro. Mama no. Because the Bibia and Rebecca Fanu, Panuka who are Branco for Ghana. So, they be out the same when they are listening.
And
it has some cranny.
And now I won't feel the opposite. Can you eat you? What
the open? It is a football of a free education. The Tomo must have football of free education. Say,
Pacho, yen ya bana me say o tie no ho TV do sintine e mai delay e we chire pacho friend e fa untimi nkasa ensa ntie ho TV no so e be mai feedback and internet so friend e nya fa no alo o TV. Hello opening pacho den ba bia kasa fi
aha she wo se omodi UCG omodi new weigamba bitaba new mikelo Just no, over the bank, one more here, over the security. Yes, I'm a say, this is the Bible in back on the year. I will look at my prominent. That's why now. You should never have the Ghana, if I'm not down. This year, but you can look why we did it, Brian.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah. I say the last caller was one AM fan so be any so dia na emfa call nsi na yemra studio na mpanyimfo nto aso from here offer na so tie na yefa wa na wa kire wadwen 1 minute lower your TV set ni entwe komo no phone so hello
then ya me majo
me je so pedi kai se wona ya offer for chato we did ba bia kasa fi
james ni fe account
wa chenti aja usu
ya koyi ni ma na ya
me patcho say
ya koyi ni ma na se ya bari ti na na fa
said you see one na
that is fourth the day of the beautiful we are man na ye woman you kokro betini na mama konya baby abudina you kokro betinu ani ya mama baby abudina you don't sit and more parliament in those political parties you don't sit other nanya and nam kurubu na mo parliament years no yen nam ko ya kasa mu etre ba mundi so ajaya mi ya pa ne se fiti kwame nkuruma bi so up to today abamba ni yokum ni pa 8 asan obedi president ani pa ban yokum 8 asan obedi president Baumi or Yadi, Nanadu Yadi, and this say, and now I know why. Say a sick assembly vehicle, a bomber no by ya. Back of Ghana, a bocat to say. A back of Ghana, a bomber no boy, a bocat to say. A bomber no boo or man, a padia to a widow. Go back to me, I said, conduct me strong, where your media, I did an amount. Mama Panarish and Maka Watson, no one be a phone line. Near Bison, no maybe I am
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's Papa. Last call I am for free for baby. My first person WhatsApp number the audio for adventure this within baby are sending messages in the free no. Faka hona yentimi kan fama. My name Rantem ni akani tempenyu for video mo yenua eye divana be kunkroma. One year director of operation the Progressive People's Party PPP. And ofidiemu ha last week na okoje na baso bodie chese wasaji another masters sikasemu no ntutiem no ko nanim na said the last week you celebrating na wabante and after the show no said we fetch na yekoya amamre we kutu champagne na beer to because divana kwaba
yeah
apomi ade
nyame adom be boko
ya mautin kwasoso
Messi, you know, 3 days. That's na me na wasen so. Munyina mo support eka ho. Because you munyina mo pie ball sometimes in crash and in some way that yet no and na push because one say ade no we see do twasa ne ni se na chiachia nti ne se etwa kwa na ye hwe omo so omo tretre no. Nti se wo kono obi e hye wo nkran. Na or can someone da at least a pursue and my also born modern intino me da abusuafo nyina ase
obi bia wa support ne modern bonti nya ba bedu sam pempen so we no na se de mamu nyina na we show video ne so short video na and just a shock me nkofo frame me say tell you who TV so your fans are oji ni emiti na we dey pressure be asem kese na dey bring me but all in all I think say and am ne kwan so
sure
na answer na e be share program na se no mami mami bi me da na se ono so se ne obo ne ho modern de di kan ye frɛ no Madam Julia Ohenewa Opoku Julia Opoku owo Etibie government hospital osi ohwe pa na
Etibie na Eastern region
kwawu Etibie government hospital Madam Julia Opoku osi ohwe na senia obo ne ho modern odu hospital ho na ho keka because ye patient bi ko honum na mehwe senia mame na ho keka ne senia otena ameye sure se necessary bebre esu ase na otu na ma ono a yade a ebeboa nti Madam Julia Opoku bebia obi ano na se ne de ma na me say last week no so minim na me prepare me phone ya na me ko hwe me phone so na me hu say ono so graduate me bisa no asana wa graduate with first class yes nya sem ketwa wasa minim say sana ne hodwo na oye adwuma nyina sana ne tini so ka nti no de Madam Julia Opoku bebia obi ano congratulations and I da was so koswa na necessary for so omo abonten so no omo so mu leti suban papa sa
okay Eja Kwaku Adu Jamfi enso so ye political analyst professionally or ye network engineer ene ono so video ma Eja ku akwaba
ene onto
apomi ade
Eja na da room
ase weda ne ya for ana
ho kire
na ho kire o
system na tight o se be di bronya say ya
yeah
by this time nanka kakra to me a drop here ye be hwe busuafo ne efie ni ade kakra Huntor say me no ka say say di gina ni gina
every December pen and proper you dog me you know you dog me for just to reignite the contact
di gina ni gina the course no be your home I want to be fa di
ana yen tu sheda
bronya na den ki tu sheda nka be boy
o say na president susumo na president yeah on fam ko my next at least
you to abani
o don fam ko next year June insi otani de bronya
but mefa kwanya we so na machia the Eastern Regional Minister Sete Champo honorable Sete Champo very fantastic man over the weekend assembly beto menim na me boni punu man obi ye otimene me twetwe nkomo ma yedi nkomo fine sometimes inya akonya ni say na utumi nya mpanimfo mo respond to ade a ekoso a aya na eboa kakra na mebo Eastern Regional Minister honorable Sete Champo abaso no na me de masem nso to IGP ani the Eastern Regional Police Commander. In Sembi Kokoso wo asori for bintem African Faith Tabernacle Church. Me papa a church member.
Okay.
Now the position of the police, men can't want Sembi because I said no court. But na me adoma Monday me call IGP ho. The position of the Eastern Regional Police Commander. And in the posture. Any the way all disrespected court orders and injunctions, no. I think say idea was IGP. What you say? Because of say what take his side. Because of say what court to no, men can't want some kese. But I'm going to take him on. So this is a regional commander, need do baby now. And they say my friend is several times one fact. But I will have a way of dealing with it.
Okay.
Inti no endanchen. Bronya ne esimu Huntor. Your best Ghana for say everybody should cut his coat according to their size. Senior.
Okay. Mamema Chairman Abubakar Suleiman first Nasara coordinator my MPP Amanyuko as a senior political analyst or strategist so campaign or summary. You know, I see what's on the Yamala Kulakwaba. Upon me a day.
Yeah. I do my do me idea, say, yeah, sit down and
Dr. Baumia.
No, yeah. Yeah, but before we come to know, and I say, friend, and I'm a woman. The say, Tetakwashi Hospital, no one 60 years.
Okay.
If you say, my renovations, no money, no more, but they need to do more. So now, can regional minister about set a champion. Now, minister Minister of Health, lawyer Philip Addison, just say, I am for 4 young Kwesi, I am for 4 bow. Now, so now, can a fantastic minister. So, a Gina days in the so, but Osilaku, Mammy got chime for no fan so no, I got chime for falling now, fan so no by. In fact, a very humble minister, and I know him for long. He's a brother. This is now can nipadi even regional district commander no. Many Indian commanders. Oh, akwa good. In fact, the way of Kasa fan no. I mean, that is how just say nipadi. Who's a position there? Nyami di mawa. Just say bring down because you won't be there forever. Ochina only hope you ma. We saba. Intimi hunko na. Jina yasi kufu yasi na. Ye chanko for salute ne abie o mo na come na police atwa ne salute na abie do na me na akwa bi jina na say eh we da chi bia ye nya ne ko pension pe no anu no obe hu no na kuta de ka o da go bia salute you. There are certain bia it was said na the two en bia nya mo bi ba ma bia bia hu ase na suson ko ube sum ne pa enye ne pa na ne twa so be ube sum zato kosuna ya juma obi abowachi obi abaso obi ejuma be di so last ana divine congratulate so let's congratulate divine ya one do 2 TV so
oh macho
man full 20 minutes
shock me hu ade na mzi
o full 20 minutes
oh mami like
chow hype I feel do too so
zoomi me see angel pass say o share zoomi o share zoomi no left and right now see hey proper zoomi
picture no say o mu no swag bot
everyone want baby nya picture
I'm telling you so Huntor the one result me magic
anyway yan check come na say commissioner for special prosecutor onye obi a yenim say o grant interview to press even class say issue banner media crisis for information and the only thing they do is maybe issue press statement. But yesterday, hold a press conference. And a press conference, and all can say, me a sure so was waiting me at TV. The consensus in the say, I said, Juma or yeno. At a more phone in being mabo mutimo was or mumwa, Emma, attending into me and coso. Some Ghanaians who feel say, or boss board national person there, and untimini Niaman or de question cashly. Saying I was in special prosecutor Juma or 15 minutes.
Nana Medasi said the can come. Match annual the Biasa constituency for enemy crewman dancia pija. Is a friend dancia pija?
Yeah, I know.
Pija. No, I'm not pija.
I call election on you, Honor. Yeah, I know Biama announced me as
may dance with you. Oh, Monfan Chemi. Nana, special prosecutor, and Ramitian. Na, the kind of measure any posture. And in the demeanor na or they presented the speech, you know. And then no, I'm a raw hokakra because the Kisia Jabin that I know is a very vibrant, very confident, very outspoken, intelligent young man. But then now when the posture, now when the demeanor, now when the body language. Now, it shows say he's a very troubled man, or you will be a and not in some channel so pa to the latter part, you know. Now, who say the voice cry a shaky kakra. Now that means why you're very emotional, with respect to answer na all come. Na me tie ni speech no de me nya free mu ne say on say Special Prosecutor Act no eyemra son into ni dwumadi a odie no as an investigative body no one court any atemuafo ena ewo se omutumi edi omudwuma ne bom because oye ne fundings we are also the down court sometimes also court injunction sometimes also court pre court for the court to take certain decisions ebetimi amano enough time amana investigations and all of these things enti wo hwe ne dwumadi animu a na chese court ya de a edi akotene ewo ne dwumadi mu paayi but ninsema o kan ye ni nyina no eno a pointing to the fact say the court is frustrating him na mabetena ha mu say I'm making very open criticisms about our courts. But Metimiaka said, now focus was on the Supreme Court. This time around, the focus is not on the Supreme Court, but the lower courts. What did I say? High Court, Human Rights Court, and all these courts that Ura Ajaben Saite, yes, or more frustrating a Juma or yen. A very serious issue as a state. Say court now. It was a mayen attentene. Court now, it was a provided justice to the people. Court now was a safeguarding rule of law, accountability. No, court ni mumuno, and AAD and abetting criminality. From what the special prosecutor put out yesterday, he made a very emphatic statement. Say, "Yansheya." Dako, a non-armed robber, will go to court and pray the court say, court no man immunity sir. It better me a preventing an investigative body from investigating such criminal. And for the special prosecutor to come out and make such a statement, you know, it tells you say our judicial system once again to say the anas aremeya anas eye mrebi atwam na ebinom ko attack no said that is not how you should do an investigation and then entrapment and a whole kinds of things. This time around there any entrapment though any entrapment once I'm there. They are deliberately say they will not allow the system to work, the system to operate. And it's a source of worry. You are bastardizing the Supreme Court. You are bastardizing the judges. You are doing this. You are criticizing them. You are scandalizing the court. And thereby, more scandalous say a matter is put before a judge who's supposed to know better in protecting the public purse or helping state institutions or investigative bodies to fight corruption. Now, who say court nana mutu or omutu no rather is hardening criminals, emboldening criminality in our society. A sharp politicians kutupa emo mutumi koso ye boni ntia o man no ema court no protect omo. These are very worrying situations that we have to look at. And once again, the ball stops with our politicians. Because minumi enutiha yenim say for somebody to be called to the court of appeal, for a judge to be called to the court of appeal, the president have to do that. Yeah. Even to the high court, the president do the appointment. What you say? Enti debia ye can say government and answer politicians omunyi free judicial issues mu nama Supreme Court, High Court, Human Rights Court and all the lower courts that independence for them to adjudicate over matters of justice. Because at the end of the day, judge now no president na appointed no. Asam na beto na nim is purely political. Me makokota judge ni read the judgment from his phone. Or share the phone to say, I don't know who typed the judgment for him. Or share the phone to say no read the judgment. And I was asking questions. How? Our court is being controlled so much it has become too obvious. Because sometimes on judgment in our debate, offer judgment now you ask yourself that is this something that a judge actually sat down, listened to the submission of both sides, and then came out with this ruling? And sometimes when you take the bold step to go to a higher court, you realize that the judgment or the ruling of the lower court or even the high court or the court of appeal is something that doesn't make sense in any jurisdiction that we practice law. And yet, we allow some of these things to go. Yet, Kromha said judges Emma judgment and normal ruling now anchor in favor of government. The next day, the next minute, the judge is being transferred to a different place. Ama ehu abeshe judges nimu so much say case ni beto ho a e wo say o make sure say obema judgment a ebema aban ne bo ato ne yam. If not, the next week the judge is being transferred. Now, special prosecutor ampo no what here team say. Obeko court akodi injunction. The next minute, Ubeko, another judge overturning the injunction. She said, "Bibia kikambom aye monmanai basa." And he did two krumha. Emra nyejuma, court nyejuma, police for nyejuma, ubia nye. She said, "Bibia jegu." And if we continue this way as a state, as a nation, as a country, where are we going? Because ye nyinayati hey. Nia ama obi ntimi mmomura ha emeye mbone no eye mmara na ye de ye adwuma no na sebi omo kura mmara na omo de mmara na ye adwuma no dane mmara no to favor political friend saying politicians. And they say, why when you're a politician, what the wasam kwa? What kind of judgment are you going to get? And some special prosecutor can it borders on corruption. It borders on corruption. And it seems that we'll lose all the cases. Oh, the court. Case be or the court to be lose. Or cite Cecilia Dapa. Time and time again, court. Ni play the beer ni wa wakwa yajiatum. Or koso ko freeze account, or bekona ya 10 account, no, or beko so obey near. Chese, the frustration is becoming too many for him to handle. And at the end of the day, I believe say Abina or the special prosecutor buy option sosa ketasesha ne proye na dwene power de eti special prosecutor no enti adenti na court ntime mwa special prosecutor na adwena etechire say ye de ti special prosecutor office no ye betimi anya so mfaso rather than say court ni mom ebe interfere with the investigations and the procedures and processes a betimi ama special prosecutor aye adwuma effectively. Na corruption aye pese ye tu ase wo man ni mu ye tumi atu ase. I don't seem to understand. Oh, na debia na yako na yaba na yako na yaba na yako na yaba and ye gina ye name the same issues every day about our court. And when somebody comes out, okay, at the betujape, then politicians will come in and then you can attack them and then the court is and every day you generate fako. For me, I think this is the time for Ghanaians to know. Because and when you some cry, a lot of people know some members of the court. Because court, you know the outcome. Only the free court where badada. So the bottom line is you're frustrated special prosecutor. At the end of the day, say you're frustrated Amidu or resigning. Into you're frustrated now resigning. Then at the end of the day, what next? It is office of the special prosecutor. And it's important. Now purpose are take office no. To me enforcing law na office no any effective to run. Then we should close it down. We should close the office down so that Yebehu said, then we are not fighting corruption anywhere. Because where Krana ya creating the impression say you're fighting corruption. And you're just camouflage. Nobody is fighting any corruption anywhere. So for me, in some of the two we are going to look at them. But at the end of the day, I want to call on our judiciary. I want to call on our judges. I want to call on the courts. Say posterity will judge them. And then omanya kwenya and omoti adwam satemuyafo. Aye omonka se nyame bi oho obebu omaten. Enti omana motu omuntu boni omudi oman no omunhunu se temuafo pani bi wo ba bi a ohwe wo mo. Na de wudua no eno na wubetwa. Ghana judges omoji omohom. They are doing too much. Every blessed day we have issues. I don't know why. Because minimsa uko bench wa. They take them through series of orientation. Series of orientation. Preparing your mind to be independent. It is the right judgment and then transfer. And so what? And so what? But obia person what in a comfortable zone. No one na juma. Until at the end of the day, they will all do things that will please the executives. Because I don't see the reason why it's here. Yet to me for someone court for once, near ruling and our judgment, it goes in favor of the ordinary Ghanaian. The chrono and the ketasishe. Na yet waso. Near the Omai no ko baby a air corner. And he never could do. Miss Ansem will ya can't. At the end of the day, I'm getting tired. I'm getting fed up with it. I want to talk about the 24-hour economy. Okay. All right. And I mean, Uncle Divine. Divine. Special prosecutor.
Yo, Huntor. That's it. About special prosecutor and me who said I'm a friend on the encounter with the media. Was it press conference? Press conference, so it's engagement. Manya kwenye I can kind some no kind be. But to be honest, I think say na me hwe papa n'animu a unsa say o twa adwadwo. Akasa obesu. Like you know the lamentation. And I will share the roadblocks. We share challenges are all clearly. No, now to say, Nejuma no, nkrophobia share that baby. I imagine some man Nejuma. I did. Na, my main can't asem to say. Special prosecutor no, Nejuma edition in sano. Idea say on fighting corruption. Ketashishene proye. When him say, when it comes to corruption issues, corruption-related issues, idea Ghanaians, ball. She said, idea he hates it, and to be sure, Fiti Kwame Nkrumah penso Fiti 1966. Ye two abayegu. Ye electi abay. Abesim penso we. Usually, underlining reasons are. I ascribe ya to aba editi aban do no aya about corruption. Into be sure Kwame Nkrumah too no whether it was a fabrication, whether it was truth and whatever no. Now it was about corruption. Even rolling school obey nyina so about corruption. Injustice is so ka. Kufu aban ya too no ansa na me say bebe yes corruption. Yebe 2 mills abey corruption. Na nado abay so yebe 2 no 2024 and so yebe can say corruption. What it means in say when it comes to corruption, as a Ghana form per se, you better. And nothing near this special prosecutor no at the buy. But you see, me ma observe one or two things be about how you manage the special prosecutor. The kind a central for. When you say central for, sometimes how they report about issues are if it's a fast special prosecutor, sometimes a demeaning and a bit. I find it a bit derogatory because a institution be as I say bunenim the kind say when you say be one more special prosecutor any ebia obi to me na asem na court na ya headline ke CAB to say special prosecutor they been crying for they been na it say you perceive to say you ridicule the office no. But you see, if you try to undermine or ridicule the special prosecutor's officer, it's more or less saying you person won't sound so or mining in any munyam na person won't sinking it down. But now let me come to the substantive issue. There is a story as soon as yes and Nana Akufo-Addo buy or yes or best set up the office of the special prosecutor no. I for one came out to say there was no need to set up the office of the special prosecutor. It was needless, it was useless, it was going to be waste of taxpayers' money and a duplication of
duties and functions.
Like functions and responsibilities. I said, special prosecutor here I'm telling you, he will not do anything much better than running errands and doing photocopies for the office of the Attorney General. Because the mandate is subservient to the Attorney General. See, the chief prosecutor or one mandate by law, by constitution, to prosecute government officials, corrupt and whatever. No, any special prosecutor. What do you say? You see, we have not reached that stage yet, but it's because they are in government. But if there is a little conflict, do you know that a little fiat from the office of the Attorney General's department will render the special prosecutor handicapped? Because so one money mandate no one enforce or do baby or bepim. So when I look at institutions like Shraj, there was Shraj almost a mandate to an extent. And then you see, you setting up another office bill. Go and look at reference point they establishing special prosecutor's office. You will notice the act. I'm saying is that you will notice say Yashada day and Yama Bibri at one no more. So who do I drink come up? Say the mandate no. Edu baby, a large group of Bessie, baby can do bedu. And to me for whom ye. No, to me for whom ye. Because when you authority, any assent from the Attorney General's department, on to me prosecuting. You see, we have said and maintained the say what was appropriate for government to do was to decouple the office of the Attorney General from the Ministry of Justice so that we will have an independent Attorney General who will prosecute on behalf of Ghanaians. Because, say, Minister of Justice, no one acting as Attorney General. And no one in the cabinet. Committee, no judge or discussing. On one colleagues, even Papa we and Attorney General was your friends, your girlfriend Dami. Now say recently interview, I say to be difficult to prosecute people in government because I am one crop for. So if Nanka, you're the Minister of Justice, Nanka Minister of Justice no operating the executive, any government functionary, who say he's defending them. But the prosecutor now, it's just a chief prosecutor on behalf of Ghanaians, is the Attorney General. It told him say prosecution me or no more Attorney General, and they decided say obe file for null prosecutor, and I say case near the beko, and I say yeah fan call. I'm not surprised he's having challenges. See, Nanado didn't mean say a person fighting corruption. What happened with the establishment of the special prosecutor's office was just a fiasco. Was like, I to say, Adia, oh yeah, na odi agidi. What I say, Brofu Munebimunga say a vapid sloganeering. Like slogan, no, the title with the office na cannot per se on champion. But in reality, in action, in function, he didn't want the thing to work. See, look at the kind of impediments about special prosecutor. Wouldn't be all the way see her.
Yeah, too.
And you know one thing that I find quite troubling and unfortunate and a bit preposterous. How they even handle the Cecilia Dapa case. Nana Akufo-Addo say he will use the ANAS principle to fight corruption, right? On also say, or you'll be on pese ketashene pro your best so. But on one acceptance letter of Madam Cecilia Dapa's resignation letter no, was to admit say or a way to exculpate or to exonerate Madam Cecilia Dapa say asamna esinu oni muhwe onye boni bia. So before even investigation make so na Nana Akufo-Addo ete honomu supporting Madam Cecilia Dapa instead of allowing the independent body to do his investigation findings and establish say mameno why wrong and that's why right. It means that I'm telling you say adie fa nanado efa MPP aban we hu no one for special prosecutor maso on ba be fight ayi aban mu fo it you know say bibia wa ye ti aban mu fo bi enye yie na sia na ya clear Charles BCU ya sanso ayi office Adubuahin so yayi na firimu.
Yeah.
You know all these things
refer to Attorney General.
Oh, Emma, you see all the things are special prosecutor can ya render no baller. For me, if you are as a serious country, if you really are minded say be fight corruption, the way to go and say Office of Special Prosecutor, yentu baby. Now separating the Office of the Attorney General from the Ministry of Justice. No bia enye na adwuma krojin. Na adwuma no enye fine na emu ensanso enda ho. Na Huntor medima no ebewie osasem we mi pese meka no bebre. Ye meka ne say sa corruption asem ya yeke abamu mpanyifo ya whitewash yomo boni omadi we nyina no ya pekwan bi so trying to clean and to make them look good. But you see, crime has no expiry date. And found say nanado ombe kwan bi so embellish it through to make it look like say enyesa. The fact is a time will come these people they all pay for it. See, some of the things we all know more, Huntor, utia na eyeya, na eya humeti, na eya bufu. Because you ask yourself, say, oman be niye, hey, no man be niye, any eti ono more. You see, you pay $1 billion. You see, you pay $600 million. Eda supporting and budget. Meanwhile, no, Auditor General's report in it say, you said $3 billion annually. I won't provoke to cope. They borrow in our name. They take monies in our name. Meanwhile, the money is in your money in our and quite a to cope. Auditor General's report 2017 to 2022 about you see Arabi by the friend is saying
is it COVID?
No, not COVID. Moi.
Flu.
And your flu, cocoa, like the farmers for and what the General's report, something, pavo, something, virus. And ye chesika, Unumizika, a chat to one, say the farmers. Me who ye know 2.9 million Ghana cedis to farmers. See a fan supporting near fan killing, sa Yariana Ekum in Muran Ekum and no by Unim sa farmers from 2017 to 2022, Siko munya 190,000 cedis. Tio 2.9 million Ghana cedis no. Farmers say what Ghana nyina. Yema omumusika no 190,000 Ghana cedis into 2 million Ghana cedis no.
10% of them.
And do 10% to. Emma ni okwabnani yeni munkofo e fa sika no. All Ghana farmers no eche 190 and 2 million nkofo kakra bi omunkofo mu da. And echedi ye. Nti mi metia sei na mehwe se ne omani ma yedin. Ene se ne ye bra. Me special prosecutor, let me just be honest. Me ni sympathy won so. Suna o sunu. Kami and Kobesu kwe. Obi anfi no. They are all cronies. See, it's a game they are playing with us. It's just that game no boy and your body no. Your boy game and your boy a game no na edi no. And na video about thing and no ba be kasa. But you need get channel posturing the way at time about no, the way you wanted to make it look. See, corruption related matters. Big issues are overlook. Where you need as if say until your own feet. I hear nothing, see nothing, and I don't feel anything. Because and yet idea or pen one somebody etie. Yeah, last time of Ocom website cases in Nyama in Kofaye. Omo pese a special prosecutor investigate. Ego, I'm telling you, omo nyemu kota. And because omo picky and omo chusu die, omo pese omo deal with me. Well, my position is no mean to me that's all yard or no yard. The office should be scrapped.
Okay. All right, Chairman Lakulaku, your take on this one then. You move on.
Yo, Tom. I'm saying penny for na kasa kakra. Na the American say maybe so the existing of this country no and no abambia bawa from special prosecutor.
This 2 years, 2 years.
So I started prosecuting Kofwa. And now, Ushe near the Bayer Cano, me, my dream, and America. America, my dream. Because, when say Attorney General, no, the key government lawyer, and the office, no, so or prosecutors, maybe a war. What does it? So, me my dream on the air. Because, Sena, who can be? So, on a prosecutor case, not a do attorney general officer. Attorney general, no better me about because the case in Ubrano, or no interest. And now, no.
But the truth is that they don't need approval from the Attorney General to prosecute a case.
No.
Yeah, no, see, that's what I'm saying.
Go and check.
But
subsidiary.
Yes, but
yes.
They don't need approval. Say every prosecution must be approved.
But Attorney General so TMU, the mandate ni
and all.
So say because Attorney General no on no prosecutorial powers.
On all these cases, Attorney General say yes. You have
says
by dealing with the court now.
On the court no dealing no. We are lawyer, and you are all working under the government to fight corruption. Nti ukokota na ebia BBC ebia wanye homework ye. Nti untumi expect this court na okono.
Ni homework na wanye ni ye ni saying. 1. Act na create special prosecutor Act 959 2017 no. Section 3 and Section 4 ne say special prosecutor is mandated to prosecute corruption and all corruption related offenses. Eda hopefi. Actually say special prosecutor so suspect say obi ye corrupt and also obi ejapade wenya aye tainted with corruption whatever. He can proceed to court no akwakoje a order of restraint no ordinance so. Now why no hwehwe mu no awie. This is what the court says. Or citing 4 cases yesterday. 4 cases were cited. Number 1 Sir John. Sir John no act no man kwan say once or suspected corruption, wotimi ko court, ekwakoje a restraining order. And as you freeze property, or freeze say corruption related, not what you shame. Okoya or apply a court no didn't grant the application order no. Court reason or the man say he should have done it while Sir John was alive. No, so yen bra Sir John tiase Sir John would ya won't to mean ye.
And the power would you court one echo yard.
That is okay. Hold on. So I will try and get you.
Divine.
So I come.
Nyawa wunu
so bra bra na
me. Nyame bisa ne ze me de me bisa wo.
Se nipa
wu a.
So John wu.
Ya tumi di ni court man.
Wu ye no se wo japade.
Nipa wu asem.
And I'm say wo japade. Dabi udi japade na court. Are you taking the property
the
to court?
Special Prosecutor Act no. Or say the objective of the office to investigate, prosecute specific cases of alleged suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses, recover the proceeds of corruption and corruption-related offenses, and take steps to prevent corruption. There is nowhere stated say nipa na wua and nipa na tiasia and na obetimi investigating. The issue is corrupt acts.
Corrupt acts.
Not the person that we are dealing with. It is any panel who so tiasio. So once you believe we say a Japadian when you through corrupt ways, he must be investigated.
So that
and then
they will consecrate the
very good. If there are clear evidence,
with a few minutes, I'm going for the act. I have the copy of the act. So.
And I
have it here.
Okay.
If say clear, say investigation prove there's enough evidence to suggest say a kwanya me fa so am to mobile phone we real. Otiase, and I'm the to mobile phone. Mentiase mewu, but Special Prosecutor Act no man who can say so to me establish evidence now. Obeti me confiscate properties. I don't know to me because it no say me bokro no, me bokro no na me dja me ma, na me sha me ho akomfo na me wu a. Me ma na enjoy krono de na mabo no. Is that how it's supposed to be?
No, and I may be say. Case is 4 and on the court no. Ndina Huntor HA. Number 1 Sir John there no. Number 2 the one Cecilia Rapa. Number 3 the one
Charles
Bisu number 4.
Number 4. So number
4. Number 4 Mumi Cecilia. Number 1 Sir John. Number 2 La Bianca. Number 3 Charles Bisu. Number 4 Cecilia Brandapa.
So odi court na court no eboku here.
Court na mo.
The day na court here.
The statement will make here and said the court is interfering. What I say?
About investigation.
Of course, the court is interfering because say who put two impediment on his way.
Okay. So there is the functions of the Office of Special Prosecutor. Overall, to achieve the object, the office shall number A, investigate and prosecute cases of alleged or suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses under the Public Procurement Act 2003 Act 663. B, investigate and prosecute allegations of corruption and corruption-related offenses under the Criminal Offences Act 1960 Act 29 involving public officers, politically exposed persons, and persons in private sector involved in the commission of the offense. Okay. Now, what they are not to change. Now, over cases are hold or cited, and where are you? Come. Cases are hold be a or cite it is a confiscated order. Application for confiscation order or pecuniary penalty order. That is section 50 of the Special Prosecutor Act. Was it where a person is convicted for corruption or a corruption-related offense, the Special Prosecutor may apply to the court for the following orders. 1. A confiscation order against property that is deemed to be tainted property. And it's something like Cecilia Branda Party. A Special Prosecutor and free say, something also yen woman. Court, man say, obey me court no seeking for order. Not why yen mu. Emrana and Cassa 1 year in Shishimu in any answer of what we seek that for order. But one or no apply and the court didn't grant. Court to say, or release this cano, the property need the amount because Special Prosecutor in Shishimu. But that's not what the act says. What was the pecuniary penalty order against the person in respect, benefit derived by that person from corruption or corruption-related offenses is also there. Now, another one, I think I know Sir John case, Oba Sir John case now, or say procedure against property where a person dies or absconds. Oba was say the Special Prosecutor shall apply to the court for confiscation order in respect of tainted property in the person from whom the property was seized. A is on trial for corruption or corruption-related offenses, or B, is convicted for corruption or corruption-related offenses but dies or abscond. Oba or say, where the Special Prosecutor applies for the confiscation order in respect of the property under this section, the court shall therefore, before hearing the application for the confiscation order, A, require notice of the application to be given to the person whom appears in the opinion of the court to have an interest in the property. And it's a nipa na dwane, and that's a nipa na wumpa, nipa na property, nipa or interest woman. On also a court. And the court need to mean kase, but in this case of the court, the High Court refused to grant Special Prosecutor a year confiscation order. No reason why the man say Sir John Wewu and intino won't mean granted. Sir John's who and the property is so you want Crawford or the property na ama almost. So this is what the man is talking about. You can continue.
You see, one thing I just say, this is besides say a man being and atumia kreti Special Prosecutor. Unto one thing a ban a dream more transfer or man penny or bring it in a Special Prosecutor to fight corruption. And a first year just say Ghana for Abana Abaso. On the creative office. Into who Special Prosecutor na kawa obeye wajuma. Because the president cannot interfere. Anybody cannot interfere. Senator Oka's attorney general cannot interfere. Independent prosecutor. So who is independent? Internukranu abana ya de amagana for say yes abana form bibia or be fight corruption. But who are better also be fight corruption. It was on Ustala would be a juma. Yes, wako. Almost say be transi. Because who are buying a do buy say a fighting corruption. I was sitting. Now share or prosecutor na ya buying go for. Ana na ya buying go for. And or prosecutor. So media if he say no transi, no find in NC form. Now onto me and share judicial no aganga against him. What is it?
And something that we can debate on that, whether yes or no. Because both of La Bianca or cite La Bianca case, no. La Bianca case no or cite no. Ruling now, okay, this is what happened in La Bianca. La Bianca imported at the bar. Enna, former deputy commissioner, Che, issue order, and I say, can say, friend BBB. Judgment. So we bet me to duty we mean to your way. And the La Bianca. Later, a Special Prosecutor koye investigation. And no coincidence how order now what the man was illegal. And I'm afraid La Bianca admitted and paid the money and was who
before the investigation, will be the petition man.
Yes, will be petition and no investigate. Or investigate and I'm afraid no more come. The admitter say yes. La Bianca supposed to pay 1 cedi, but too many 50 pesos. And to the balance, which is 1 million, La Bianca try. Waji says cano. Now report no de buy no SIT Canadamoa and the deputy no. The deputy nema order and a Canadamoa approve ye. And was site woman. And Canadamoa and the chief say, Sir, site is I site woman, I indict woman, a go movie, and they went to court. Omuko court rule or the abane say they didn't commit any crime. Already crime report na special prosecutor about no court will track report no. Secondly, we find special prosecutor no abonika 10,000 Ghana cedis. Office no. Wasa ama yes, wasa order say special prosecutor office cannot investigate anything corruption related Labianca and the two people na Canadamoa any sa Chino any Labianca no ontimi nye investigation be about that. But the act near decreting special prosecutor no say the special prosecutor is mandated to investigate and prosecute corruption and corruption related offenses. The first question we be sound say Labianca is candidate chairman no court nanka say wanyam from so that him say Labianca anyam from so bia. Njade ntina Labianca say kanianka say every finding first can man by scandal so wa ba hono. So wanyam from so it means Labianca so anyam from so bia. But how can you say wanyam from so me wa wo de wo ye nam Labianca so evade that tax na we try say can back into the state cafes. And to can your money see near. As we said, we be see afano anyway.
Divine. Ade wa akoya aban ni aban.
Oh, sa asem no akeke. Enu na Huntor.
Say court no two prosecutor, independent prosecutor, any judges. Is it omuno mubomo? Where the omampeni fan to me.
Na one was say ye di ni echo.
That is it. No.
Charles Bisi or no declare Charles Bisi wanted because we're inviting our wamba or investigating and we're declaring wanted. Then Charles Bisi so be appear before Office of Special Prosecutor or no court. Ekoji order to stop the special prosecutor from arresting him. Meanwhile, or no declare no. The court even as okay, DNT we say any panel. And into more case very soon, a murderer will go to court to seek court order to stop state institutions from investigation or arresting him. So it's a very serious thing.
One thing me feel say Africa and Ghana, you to me fire 9 C4. Say, your mom will do now who find it difficult and I be there. Who stop you from resigning? Who stop you from resigning? Say, Jumano. Me and if you are saying to resign.
So be very resigning. But one, I was so the will resign. Challenge is
a press conference.
Yes. Challenge is being and now facing. Why are we not interested in probing the interference allegation at our level? Why are we not interested? I didn't think the money who's not gonna for say you be probing.
Because Divine, Niami can say Divine, a serious issue because it's going to fight the judiciary. Now it is in that judiciary and an independent prosecutor fighting. It is a producer Timamufonu and then
and he said, yes,
it should be a jazz. To be
and you know, see it trans near corporate special prosecutor act no. Now you show rulings in those judges in the court and the buy and near Fanto to near with some papa pana sem na okano. A no cren oka and now send a Juma no yen will be so.
I want to ask one question.
Sure.
Special prosecutor deriving the powers in the frame.
From Office of the Attorney General. Oh no, deriving different, but they won't say when he say. One no to me are prosecuting without the approval of the Attorney General. In all these cases, I can be any one more. Wako court to attend so ask for this case here. Me na mema 2 minutes, you cannot prosecute.
We are going into 2024 elections. Very soon. You started 2024. I want to know President Mohammed's position on the office of the special prosecutor. And as at now, the NDC legal team should put themselves together. Putting all evidence together, so mobile power, they will be able to prosecute all these cases.
The truth of the matter is say, special prosecutor office now.
What I'm saying is that. What I'm saying is that there must be a political will, okay, to back the work of the special prosecutor for the office to work effectively. that political will emanates from the office of the Attorney General. In this case, what is the position of the Attorney General in respect of all these cases that the Special Prosecutor have cited?
Another question.
So, we
are
not going anywhere.
Special Prosecutor not in so ankonam. No. Okay, well, make a message, Kakra. Very good evening, Huntor. Let the MPP man in your studio know that there is a big MPP supporters watching this program, and how many of them back him in both WhatsApp messages or text messages is because they don't want to speak for the Devil Party MPP. So the early you advise yourself from the Devil Party on MPP on Ghanaians. Yenya hands in Koja violation or the Abba. We say good evening, Huntor. Let the MPP man in your studio the same message. With positive change, Medina. I say this Nana Bawumia government is the most reckless, insensitive, incompetent, visionless, and clueless government Ghana has ever produced. Today, poverty and hardship is crying in everybody's home like a newborn baby who is crying for breast milk. All these hardships are the creation of Nana Bawumia government. Please, let us support GM's 24-hour economy agenda. It is the only way to transform this nation. Vote for change. Come 7 December 2024. Vote NDC and JM. We see greetings from Empower Youth Nima Zongo, NGO, and the youth movement of Nima. We see 24-hour economy by NDC is our proposal. We have several proposals that can help promote NDC into government. We are also looking way ahead to meet NDC executives. Please, if you can link us, Dr. Empower Nande Abba. Doc, go to NDC headquarters, Omo Adabraka, Omo Eben Eco Bank. You can get them there. Okona Soma and Jewa, you beat me, I'll beat my send a message in Amayawa. Or say, Sammy, good evening. The main reason of establishing OSP is to chase NDC members, but it is not happening. That's why the presidency and judiciary are fighting OSP's efforts. And they will say, Mr. Sami, good evening. This is Mr. Harrison from Agbogba. Sami, I told you that it is Akufo-Addo is controlling the Ghana judges. You see that, my brother, to say it. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Huntor. With all indication, OSP is suppressed to function according to the powers given. Per his press conference, there is no doubt that this inept and corrupt Akufo-Addo Bawumia government has laid obstacles in his path in executing independently than the Mensa Edifree, Kaswa Adam Nana. The OSP shouldn't give up. He must endeavor to win at least one case in order to gain public trust. Justice Inshira Edifree, SBS Technology Ghana. We say, good, Sami, good evening. No wonder OSP is crying. A mother serpent of corruption can never give birth to a bird, but rather can only give birth to mother cobra. Mother cobras and mother pythons, who will only swallow Ghanaians. Apostle Kofi said, Edifree Poku say, Dr. Bawumia is a concert party politician. Even Ejaku and Bobo Kala can never manage the economy, better than Bawumia. Joker and a laughing jack politician. We say, good evening, Huntor. I'm Yabua in Kaswa. We are truly facing doom. The judiciary and the Speaker of Parliament can no longer be trusted. The Speaker allowed the majority to pass the e-levy. Why not this budget? Before the end of 2024. Huntor, I'm Yabua in Kaswa. Or see, any parent who uses free SHS as an excuse to vote for Akufo-Addo is irresponsible. Huntor, these Ashantis need orientation when it comes to elections. It's a good evening, I great Rambo. Or say tell Benghazi and the Benghazi Amba. And the Benghazi Amenti message in our semi-escape. Well, it's a good evening, Sami Huntor. I say it is evidence for all to admit now that Akufo-Addo is indeed the mother serpent of corruption. It cannot be the case that the former Auditor General Yao Domlevo, the former Special Prosecutor Martin Lamisi Amidu, the former Minister of Environment, Science and Technology and Innovation, Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng, Honorable Kennedy Japo, among many others, and now Kisi Ejabin, have all collaborated saying that the system that Akufo-Addo is pretending does not allow corruption fight to thrive. We clearly suggest factually that Akufo-Addo and Bawumia are the headmasters of corruption. So we Ghanaians will vote massively for JM and NDC to come and save Ghana, arrest and prosecute Akufo-Addo and Bawumia government, Bawumia together with their appointees. 24-hour economy is really the game changer. Faiz Amotaru Trouble constituency in DNA. Huntor, God bless you and your panelists. So you see what the man sees sitting. The man sees sitting down. A child may climb to the highest mountain and can't see that. What a matured Martinamidu can't do, and you think this small boy can do that. The mother serpent in Martinamidu's time is now dragon. NPP people are educated without common sense. I heard lawyer Ampao in Wuntumi's TV saying that witches will no longer fly. We say Amakoko from Teshi was saying, please, Speaker of Parliament will let the MPP members have their way. Well, good evening, Huntor. My name is Rashacha from Yape in the Central Gonja. NPP government and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia are paying by their coin. Karma is setting in. Anything they accuse NDC for, they did 10 times wiser than that. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is a clean visionary leader who is not corrupt and can never in his lifetime be corrupt. MPP led by Nana Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia came to power to destroy, collapse our businesses. It's a good evening, Mr. Huntor. Laku promised to bring the evidence to back his argument, but he came without them. That's the behavior when people communicated. From men's, it was a good evening, Samuel Huntor and your panelists. I say, I don't see the reason why Dr. Bawumia wants to lead Ghana. Common CCTV cameras, Dr. Bawumia promised all police stations in Ghana. How far? He thought we are fools. We are waiting for him. Wheezy. And we are praying. Well, it's a good evening, Mr. Huntor. I say, in fact, that both the NMC and NCA are headed by well-known MPP members. Hence, their quest to harass Onua TV and Onua FM to satisfy their paymasters. Musa Edifitakrade. Tamalino Diaba. We say, Huntor, any attempt to gag free speech under Akufo-Addo is further indictment on his integrity, which has sunk to the lowest mace killing, sponsored under his watch, and collapse of his opponent's businesses. We say, hi, Huntor Fana 1. It is only the uninformed who can attempt to compare JDM and Bawumia. It has to take JDM to advise the MPP government, the economic management team headed by the super incompetent Bawumia, to run to the IMF for salvation when they had no clue as to how to run a country. Remember, they said they would never go to the IMF for them to be controlled by small boys. They are a proud nation. They are a proud nation, not people of short sight. They have these resources. Anyway, that's what they said, though, but we are there. Okay, Yanto Sajaku. Now, Yanko, now we'll say you want to talk about a year 24-hour economy, and also government is seeking a year restriction on some selected imported items. But Ghana first one says, "Okay, say me and cram with me and we are a capacity a year produce. What's the value of 1D, 1F? They say a bit make say, okay, as for this one, they were self-sufficient. Any produce for ourselves, and for that matter, we can ban a year importation. Me patcho ye what 20 minutes in 20 minutes, 90 minutes, and to me patcho work 5 to do this.
Sir Bill, no, I learned it was laid with the certificate of emergency. What I want to say is that Ghanaians are not ready for that kind of nonsense. Katie Hammond, on the trans no catches the Jijaya about Guineans and BN such foolish bill. Sanka Siasem way are Mutu and Moody and anything. And more than a beer or Krumha, a dear bad dinner locally. You to me produce a bit media share. I am Nintino, also walk put restrictions. Now, bill no, Mitier lawyer Pierre Kubi. Session of it say it's only the minister who can give approval to somebody to import such product in the country.
Yeah.
And committee no mobile secretary to look into your request no will only set 3 months. What I say? Another window for corruption. Indicating him on Tana Siena ni tiri hu tutu no. What Tana office ho no. Nyanse free ni tiri mu ba ye ni. Yes, sir. Sound kwasi asem we almost panihunu ti bonkoso. Krom ha yet.
I officer what tell because we di you
kwasi asem say Jimmy Sam we no. Me nkotu say bi wo henfa. Keti ham nkotu say bi wo henfa. Wo be emo ye dua no krom ha. Even poultry industry could agu. Poultry industry agu. And I don't know the reason why MPP for better say then they defend some of these things. Yeah, ma no more muti KJT, omoti makola. Koko share ni oma na omoton say locally produced item bi woman. The last time better na busa was say a kumfi juice no. Apart from omo mu di gina kwan wen fa biem. One district, one factory. Now apart from a kumfi juice a ton wo, e dwa so akwa obenya bi aton. What other products? And locally, one district, one factory they produce. It's about empowering our local industries, our entrepreneurs, for them to be able to produce more. It is your local rice. I produce a yet ne boy fo. What you say? Ghana ni na nkasa and obejai abrofo mo na gu ho no akwakoto local rice. And yes, the same way, you don't even have any local rice to go say, oh, me kwakoto. Oh, compare prices, and now oh, compare taste, and now compare the availability, and I said, you know, before you sit down and go to parliament, because it is Katie Hammond, that's why I'm going so hard on him. Such a useless thinking. Jimmy when I do better, I say, Ghana for a new answer near Jaya about such stupid bill, and you allow it to go through parliament. The Speaker of Parliament in the coming days, you should be very careful. Ni dimi na ni posture or dete hono. Eyankofo no omudu omunkwa no omumoja akonye no obetena ho. He has a duty. The Speaker of Parliament, and I make us no. He has a duty to the people of this country. And yet by virtue of funds, and a Ghana for pray, see a Benya NDC speaker. And now says, Obi or your NDC ni, I'm not chair such a parliament, have preside over such parliament. Ye levy debate. And a minority led by Haruna Idrisu are walking out. Speaker said that was not the agreement that took place in his chamber. And to allow me a passy levy. Amen, ne wonam ho a na kufu adomu do mo sa hwehwe obotom ne yi obotom sika. Ono ne ne budget aba, oba be debate. Okay, you pose the question, and then you said the eyes have it. And then Honorable Amadou said, no. That is not it. So we should go for head count. When they realize they are going to lose, they walk out on you, the Speaker of Parliament. And the next thing you could do is that you are adjourning sitting.
To next week.
So what? Some of when the Shema before number time can come do are so stupid people in this country. Why? And they have a product and to me manufactured locally. Poultry industry a good. And no one to me to feed. I'm fine feeding cocono. What you say? A chrome ha kuba and ye tomato. And I say and katenwa. And I don't want ye tomato. It all ban say a man fa and one my young could I don't. Yet I don't. What I mean, why?
Okay.
Why should we allow such empty people to rule this country? Such useless fools to rule this country. And we are suffering every day. We are suffering as people. And we have the lives of Katie Hammond. Nonsense.
What time was it?
Me carry away.
Ban on export. Ghana for bisa say what's the alternative? Banning export. We are restricted export. Because when say minister no ebe take that power to approve, to allow who to import, when to import, how to import. No, way I be breed corruption. Your take on this?
Okay. You did kind of say, as a country, you know, a sovereign country like Ghana. Yes, so you're botae looking into the future, right? Mm-hmm. And then we want to be self-sufficient. We want to get to the point that we will be able to produce what we eat and eat what we produce as a country. And you know, any policy be na as on mine, as I say, geared towards an agenda a bear boosty now fortify your local industries na momotimi ejina omo so na omo function na omo operate to an optimum level a yinina no e be derive benefits ewom. But here can a sadness so no. We don't also have to overlook the fact to say so this is shining so bad. Now I'm fat mechanisms are a prudent and work when one won't say the problems, but they kind of say so we see maybe one more ye be banning and I say be cutting down on the importation of such goods. Well, from where I come from, what I know, as I say, I rely on data and statistics to be able to determine, say, ebe here say, ye be banning and I am banning. Gedi kind of say, do we have what it takes, like as a country, to produce anya manuana? What I say? Because me no kasa se see, for instance, time where people were agitating, say, buying enye bibi fa menstrual pad ema eyusu ehono. Unim say some people were advocating say yembani importation. But not data neso chile say yembani we will be in crisis because local companies now they don't have the capacity. Say to me produce enough. Amana service amount for. What I say? And now, mpanyinfo bu baby say yemfiti prekope. Now, yempore. Yes. Esa muja ebeba. And say the fact say yes say productive. Now yen yankase to be produce any man chile say yes sorry ya put to prum no near see a catty way. See, about 5 years ago, some business people in this country decided, said they were going to embark on mass rice production. I don't know what they did, whether it was deliberate or some measure somebody go stifle everything. Sure, Rara rice factory. Dr. Indu, for instance, machines. A boost to say rice production say farmers for be you know. Unim say edu baby no na aban e de hihye gu akwan mu a production koso support farmers benya enkoso irrigation o makate bibia enkoso and the machine na omo de sika kwakoto asi wo no say unim say machine is wo no mu a omo nya local produce any ye friend say farm produce no enfanye production. It is also worth financial cutting down on rice importation. It means that the opposite on China say Ghana for a common person embed. Now ni madeba kwa mani yesu ni say omema say adia ema obi exercising discretionary authority or powers. If yanketeli no ni manage no, we might end up giving people so much power, sir. They will exercise those discretionary powers in a whimsical and capricious manner. Say nipa kakra bi betna se no mo no me determine man say see we are operating a free market and a competitive one. See over kind bi twemu a first na Vodafone that time na Ghana Telecom e operate unim say na e line mu ekotosim na sa sim card no e ye na unim say nke beto iPhone. Me kaisa SIM card na ye 1.2 million. Well, I don't know where connection. I said when you SIM card. When we
more expensive than the phone.
Liberalize the telecommunication sector, no. And now we know because the SIM card here they check
free of charge.
You see, ye engender competition. Your man can phone to me brag game anymore.
Because them is truly say it's restriction and just say a banner name. You have to go and see the minister. The minister have to give you approval when to import, how to import, the quantity you want to import.
Nana, that is a window of corruption. Because at the end of the day, look at the number of people who are importation into this country.
You know, sometimes political opponent or very one will be business. We import and now we opposition.
Come and land and come information. Okay, I mean, sometimes 1
minute for you.
So we operate business now, only businessmen in 990 ya. Maybe we are best so. Now we say at the end of the day, one careful they say will be business. Wouldn't say the rice industry, including the sugar and other commodities on the market, it is controlled by some few cartels, some few people in the system. So when you even have your own money and you want to go into the business to import, I'm telling you, on top
have a problem.
Ubenya challenges. My member example, mini pebi, and no enter rice business, we saw be imported rice at the Abagana hasi. Radegana. Hey, am bini? Okra niamani bedu you. Emunu ye cheap. Do you know say the omudi honum na niamani bedu you no bit support honum. Ebe fre me pese me bo krobidin because sometimes I be too personal. No afraid be some say na rice new one bia ba market omo na mo dey ba na nipa no see ni mo hwe o se saa. Honum a omo de tabo ato niama na ye de aba ne say omo suspect say niama wo mu. Intuni do mo ye nipa wa crack containers ye fan say be 10 of rice bags no. Ye see ye yi ni nyina. Ye yi no wa wo de ba ye no betu aka. Ni ye yi e de agu form. Na ma san so de agu awiam ma nsuo ato ebu no. Ni ye yi wi a na ye see be inspect because e bia na foreign niama bi wo ma nye rice pe. Unu se be sa na ma na wi na di 1 month. Ube na oka ekoso na no ne be omo yo say wie na nsuo toso na wi abon kakra udu begu warehouse one ma within say 1 month 3 months na start keki into mo say a discouraging crofo into nim say ade a wo omo cartel no de be ba 2 cedis a omo du market aye ton no obe akoto wo de kra 20%, ba obe clear be na mani wi na 30 cedis itama a discouraging crofo be and it's deliberate. See, me, Adia, Yadia de Senia man, ye jai. Or mem as a young Jane, Timem, for the Senia Bay, and conform my business as a cost.
Who can send me say? And you say, ye banding for a
yeah.
But you see, Adia Bakwan, the Biami can say, oh my Ghana, Yankupa Shy. A banner sassy, Yamia Shy, Udechi, Upa de Mango, Anna. Tomatoes no or you didn't feel so go. Within the short time, we call the energy tomatoes no A50. So your country what to say, you're the farming no ebe ye juma. Kaba this time we far. I'm only baby bet me across be fire and you and alcohol. Matana Japan for 1 year. Uchemo be fear now. Obenwa abriwa wa farm wa shani to say by a farm bibia be or harvest the cost supermarket mo no su cotton survival and at Japan omo round omo different type locally made Japan rice near minister na kano me fi say eno na waka say bia nya at once but we share the minister of agriculture wa base Brian Champo no mi wo jide woni mu mi hwe se na osidi adwuma no corner oba ye ncheye but anamu a otu na as a young man no onu so nim say if we implement a lot of things very well now we can get somewhere because we can't say e betumi ewie ni sesia but we can get somewhere but ni aketi amodeka no eno no million say no entumi nsi but eye kakra entumi ka say mayen kramu enfamba my cow say obey no compose no and there a moon so the aduane dia Ghana cheap says you far bontis and adu ba
is just for cry invest hugely in rice production.
Yes, production.
Now so my former MP George Odru we see
and I will cry you free asimfo so come krom one ma who rice plantation.
Yes, and make us no we should encourage because you were obia or call Nigeria former MP and former deputy minister of health, Abraham Odu. You remember that man?
Yeah.
He went to Nigeria and helped Nigeria government.
But then Ghana.
So Argentina Ministry of Trade. any Ministry of Agric. On one tenancy, no one come. No man who ma road map.
Okay, or planting for food and
planting
jobs.
for
That's
food
what
and
I'm saying,
jobs.
sir.
So at the end of it, me say the problem is KT Hamo.
Ono
sa papa.
Asama ya ka.
Bibi be free ni mu bebe bia ye de bomb mine.
And I'm just saying.
What I say? He doesn't deserve to be at that ministry. His thinking is a cake. What I say?
Okay.
I was saying you share that kind of mentality
Okay.
because at the end of the day, when parties are so annoying, say it is only the minister who would have the right to give approval. This kind of thinking, if we allow it into our society, at the end of the day, senior, what I'm saying is that the Ministry of Agric, together of Ministry of Trade, should collaborate and tell us,
They are listening to you.
This is the roadmap.
Of course.
What I say, we are going to embark on massive production
So
of
that's
rice.
all restricted sugar importation. Do you have any sugar processing factory?
Even Commander Sugar Factory is not operating. So at the end of the day,
So,
One no can answer Muzo Bebuano.
Mansam does.
Mami Kasa.
Get him
One
out
was
of
some
the
dogs. Me boya katim yemia. Me reference sama statue.
Enti me dey me pacho say Minister of Agric a lot of brain or adwimpa or the aba or the beboa agric sector no. Enti minister e beboa no. But me aye no say ana aye ka no. Minister ne wa kan ansem. But onu so nim say we can implement a lot of
parliament.
Okay. And na me can say ombe debate.
Asokwa junction na
And
abrabo.
I'm just ombe debate because anwa aye ka no. You want one type of different. I'm going to buy soya, sunflower, ni one. Baby, you are
cholesterol no high.
Thank you. Into you want one, any one or two. So I do maybe sometimes minimum say. Afena, maybe a champion. A person of transit, normal agric sector, no, to me building. We need to encourage the country, the youth. Because Ukokobiana, Sekaform America, the Himpano. Agric is something, a massacre. And I mean, me, Walabia, Oman starts here, a farm, Uko farmer, almost survive, a do sala,
But Jamalakulako, any shameful say a government wise were implemented successfully, planting for food and jobs. Now at a point, I was said, and we are crash short to a secondary school, we have to go and borrow cereals from ECOWAS near the EBA. As we speak, the question is, what is the value of 1 year? 7 years. 7 years
for food and jobs.
7 years. And food year bank.
I was 6 years.
Anything your silos, anything a warehouse, you buffer stock.
Warehouse will be no buffer stock.
And I make sure say, so this is school for Enya and and then Ebia this year no man now the abano asa.
As to my fear, a dinner son.
That's a good.
You're demanding say a diamond. I was here for your Papa film. Original TV, Ghana ye Dini.
Hi, you're from Nana Dubai, Richard. A book was said to be at 9 o'clock and a pack of 12 o'clock. Send us to sell them original FM.